On behalf of Westminster College, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 Distinguished Alumni Awards. I am Heather Stringfellow, the Director of Alumni Relations. Thank you all for joining us tonight from the comfort of your COVID bubble as we celebrate the accomplishments of extraordinary alumni who have made a significant impact on our communities. The Distinguished Alumni Award is the highest honor Westminster bestows upon its graduates. The recipients are nominated by their fellow alumni who know what it means to represent the best of our alma mater. Our Distinguished Alumni Awards recipients, Chuck Chiarotti and Amy Leininger, have acted as catalysts for positive change in our communities, in their professions, and on our campus. Tonight, we will also be honoring our two-time alumnus, Tyson Olcott, as our outstanding alumni volunteer, and Professor Emeritus Kristi Jones as an honorary alumna. We are also thrilled to announce our 4 student recipients of the Endowed Alumni Scholarship. While this evening is dedicated to our award recipients, it would not be possible without a few special folks. I would like to thank the members of the Alumni Recognition Committee. Each year, the Alumni Board Committee selects the distinguished alumni and alumni scholarship recipients. I want to thank them for the great work. The Alumni Board as a whole also deserves a round of applause. These dedicated volunteers give their time and talent to serving and representing all Westminster alumni. They are an amazing group of alumni, and I'm so grateful to be working with them. Thank you for all that you do for Westminster, our students, and our alumni community. And to our Emeritus Alumni Board members, members of the College Board of Trustees, and Emeritus Trustees who are watching tonight, thank you all for the work that you do for Westminster College. I'd now like to turn the time over to President Dobkin to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Beth Dobkin, President of Westminster College, and I want to thank you for joining us for the 2021 Distinguished Alumni Awards and Hall of Fame inductees. We're so pleased that this virtual format allows us to share this celebration with Griffins around the world. It's been a challenging year, but we've done all we can to keep our Westminster community safe while preserving the aspects of our education that we know are the most important. We were far ahead of others in instituting on-campus rapid testing, in integrating in-person with remote learning, and in upgrading our technology so that we can promote learning, keep people supported, and have them stay connected. Thank you to everyone who has made this a successful year despite its challenges. Tonight, we're celebrating some of the finest examples of our Westminster community. Westminster's values are reflected in the great work that our alumni do. Our alumni are leaders, entrepreneurs, mentors who bring their energy and expertise to others to improve their lives. They exemplify the power of learning, both broadly and deeply, and they make us all proud. Thank you again for joining us tonight and honoring these alumni.
Good evening. I'm Ashley Atwood, Westminster graduate of the class of 2007 and current chair of the Alumni Board. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing our student scholarship recipients. Each year, the Alumni Program awards scholarships to students who excel academically, contribute to their communities, and exemplify the Westminster experience. This year, the Alumni Board has chosen 4 students to receive this endowed scholarship. Please join me in congratulating Bailey Prince, Riley McCarter, Mackenzie Rowe, and Jennifer Wynn. The Alumni Recognition Committee selected these students from among many applicants because we feel they truly represent the best of Westminster College. Their academic achievements, as well as their work in the community, made it easy to award them with the Alumni Scholarship. To our 4 students, I want to share a bit more about the community that you now belong to. The people you meet tonight and the stories you hear are only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Westminster Alumni Network. We want you to know that graduating from Westminster connects you to a diverse group of people who are eager to support you and to share their time, talent, and treasure. On behalf of the entire Alumni Board, I'd like to congratulate you and wish you well. You've already made an impact on Westminster's campus, and we look forward to seeing the change you'll make in the world.
My name is Riley McCarter, and I'm a sophomore public health student at Westminster College. This scholarship is going to allow me to further my studies, expand my involvement on campus, and represent Westminster both on the track and the cross-country course.
Hello, my name is Bailey Prince. I'm a sophomore at Westminster College. I am a double major in finance and accounting. Receiving the Alumni Scholarship has greatly reduced my financial burden on me and my family, giving me the peace of mind and allowing me to continue to pursue my degree and dreams. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for me and my experience at Westminster College. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Rowe. I am currently a junior at Westminster College, and my major is Educational Studies with an endorsement in TESOL and Environmental Science. And I could not be more excited or grateful to be a recipient of the Alumni Scholarship. It's going to help so much financially to make sure that I can continue on with my educational career and finally get that master's degree and bachelor's degree that I've been working so hard for. I'm just so excited for this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what Westminster and hopefully what the Alumni College has to offer down the road.
Good evening. My name is Noemi Veronica Hernandez Balcázar, graduate of the MED class of 2013 and member of the Alumni Board. It is my pleasure to present this year's Honorary Alumni Award to Faculty Emerita Dr. Kristi Jones. Kristi earned her PhD in Cultural Foundations of Education with a focus on critical literacy. She taught elementary school in Utah and California before joining the Westminster School of Education in 2001. She was a beloved member of the faculty for 19 years before her retirement in 2020. As a professor, Kristi was always known for her ability to make personal connections with all of her students, and for keeping in contact and serving as a mentor for her students even after they graduated. She was also active in critical literacy research in Title I classrooms and tirelessly advocated for education policy in the state legislature. Through her work in the classroom and beyond, Kristi has exemplified Westminster values, making her an excellent candidate for the Honorary Alumni Award. Kristi, on behalf of the Westminster College alumni community, I am proud to present you with the award for Honorary Alumna. Thank you for everything you have done for Westminster College.
Kristi Jones, and I teach in the School of Education, and I've been here this is my 19th year. I have been very fortunate to be able to teach at Westminster College, where at the core of the teaching that the college emphasizes is the importance of developing trusting relationships with your students and developing an approach to life that questions prevailing thought.
She is known around campus for spending hours and hours with students, and she has amazing connections with them even after they graduate.
She hasn't just supported me as a teacher and a professional. She's been very important in my own life. And mentor doesn't quite describe what she's been for me. Friend, champion, cheerleader.
I mean, relationships are critical to your survival. And to get to be in these relationships with these students here, they don't learn everything I was saying from us. They come in here with a lot of that already. And we just try to embellish upon it. So these are amazing people, and I just am grateful that I get to spend my time in an institution that holds those things dear that I mentioned, and that allows me to develop these relationships with people who continue to inspire me day in and day out.
Kristi and I had the opportunity of spending some time at the Capitol, and we worked a lot with some of the leaders of the local school unions on certain issues that would impact our future teachers and schools for many years to come. Kristi was tireless in going up to school board meetings and making statements about issues that dealt with student equity and taking tests that were not relevant to the classroom. She doesn't like speaking in front of people, so I admired her even more because she was willing to speak in front of people even though that is not something that she likes. She gets really nervous about it, but she does it anyway.
I would go to the Capitol building with her and talk about the importance of our profession. She basically politically activated me, and being politically activated by Kristi Jones is like being politically activated by a Care Bear. You know, she's the sweetest human being in the world, but she is a fierce advocate for our profession. She knows what is right and what is wrong for teachers and students, and she doesn't sit on the sidelines. She talks about it, she gets in the game, and she knows how to get her students into the game even after they've left Westminster and we're busy with our families and our teaching and everything else. She still drops the lines, and she knows that we care because that's what we were taught to do here at Westminster. We were taught to care.
Kristi, I want to congratulate you on this award. I can't think of anyone more deserving. Your dedication to students, to the profession at large, to other faculty members is seen time and time again. I'm so happy that you got this award and that you get to be recognized in this way.
Kristi, no matter what you do with the rest of your time in education, and just as a champion for all of us who are out there who've been through your classroom and been through your life and that you've just kind of sped on our way, thanks will never be enough, and don't ever change, because it's just the worst kind of sin to mess with perfection.
Hi, my name's Josh Goldsmith, graduate of the class of 2016 and member of the Alumni Board. I have the honor of introducing this year's outstanding volunteer, Tyson Olcott. Tyson is a two-time graduate of Westminster, first graduating with his bachelor's degree in communication in 2013, then going on to receive his Master of Strategic Communication in 2017. Throughout his time as a student, he was a highly engaged member of the campus community, and he has remained an outstanding alumni volunteer ever since. Tyson currently serves as a co-chair of the Committee for Recent Graduates, where he has been a driving force in programming activities to welcome new graduates to the alumni community and get recent graduates reconnected with the college through programs like Watering Hole Wednesdays, Reality Check, and Navigating Post-Grad Life. He also serves as an ex officio member of the Alumni Board and has served as a facilitator of the Alumni Mentoring Program. In addition to his committee and board roles, Tyson shines as a volunteer, both on campus and throughout the community. He can often be found helping set up events, running check-in tables, and helping in any way possible. Tyson, on behalf of Westminster College alumni community, I would like to present you with the award for Outstanding Alumni Volunteer. Thank you for everything you have done and continue to do for Westminster College. Congratulations.
My name is Tyson Olcott, and I am the current co-chair of the Committee of Recent Graduates, or CRG. As an alum right now, I volunteer with the CRG. I help plan various events that help get our recently graduated alumni in the last 10 years or so back involved in the campus in some way. And for me, I love it because I may not be able to donate financially in significant ways to the college. I find that my time is a way that I can give back. Westminster will always hold a very special place in my heart, and Westminster really helped put me in a place to expand my mind, be open to different ideas and thoughts, and I don't know if there's any other school out there like that. It's amazing. I wouldn't replace it for anything.
So, when I think about Tyson and him receiving this award, I really think about his commitment to Westminster. He bleeds, purple, and that's just the nature of it. I think it just shows that his passion for Westminster and his commitment to what we do here at the college comes across, I think, again, as genuine, as caring, as supportive, but also at the same time, I think he wants everyone to love Westminster as much as he loved it.
He's always one of the first people that you call if you need someone before he was even on the board, because you can always count on him. Always, always, always. He's always the first one to show up, the last one to be there. He is all things accountable and more. He shows up, but he doesn't just show up, he does his part and more, and then he ends up doing other people's parts when they fall through.
Volunteering is something that I'm very passionate about, and it's something that I do for fun. And a lot of people think that's sometimes weird or strange, but for me, I love being able to interact and engage with people through volunteering events. To be able to have an award that recognizes me for the work that I do is truly honoring. I feel very, very honored to be amongst a large list of people who do a lot for our community as well. So thank you.
Oh, Tyson, congrats, man. You're the best. It's a privilege to be an alum with you, but also to have worked side by side on a team together. You're the best. Congratulations, well-deserved, love you.
Congratulations, Tyson. This is so well-deserved. I'm so glad that you are getting this award this evening, and I'm just, again, so proud of what you've accomplished since your time at Westminster, but even more so, how you continue to be the most authentic you in your everyday life.
Hello, my name is Rochelle Rach Cantu, and I am a proud class of 2009 Westminster graduate. I am deeply honored to be presenting our first Distinguished Alumni Award this evening to Lieutenant General Charles Chuck Chiarotti. Chuck Chiarotti graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology from Westminster in 1985. Upon graduation, he was commissioned in the United States Marine Corps, where he has served and built his career for over 3 decades. Lieutenant General Chiarotti completed a fellowship at the Pennsylvania State University Smeal School of Business and received his master's degree from the Naval War College. He has been deployed to Haiti, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Iraq, and Japan. In 2018, he was selected for promotion to Lieutenant General by Secretary of Defense James Mattis, and currently serves as Deputy Commandant, Installations and Logistics for the Pentagon. Throughout his illustrious and decorated military career, Lieutenant General Chiarotti has carried with him the values instilled at Westminster, most notably the importance of serving others. In his 35 years in the Marine Corps, he has viewed his military service as a way to give back to his country and his community. On behalf of the Westminster alumni community, I am proud to present Lieutenant General Chiarotti with the Distinguished Alumni Award.
My name is Chuck Chiarotti. I'm a graduate of Westminster College from 1985. I'm also a United States Marine, and I'm very proud of that fact. I started my career upon graduation from Westminster College 34 years ago, and have truly been blessed with having a foundation that was forged and formed here at Westminster College. And it really set me on a path of success within the Marine Corps. I look back so fondly on all the memories and experiences that I had here. It gave me opportunities and exposed me to so many different wonderful people that really helped me throughout my career.
Well, my relationship with Chuck goes back to when I was director of campus life, and we hired him as a resident advisor for Carlson Hall. We noticed Chuck immediately showed a lot of leadership skills, important leadership skills. So I mean, he just embodied everything you'd want in an RA and just as a person. And he was a good role model for everyone. I cannot help but think that the Westminster experience majorly influenced Chuck's growth as a caring, decisive, and successful commanding officer.
Our dorms were just packed with international students. The experiences and the exposure that I had as a result of that time in the dorms at Carlson Hall truly helped me in my understanding of cultures and people as I progressed throughout the Marine Corps.
Chuck, you're so deserving of this award, and I know you're going to be very happy and be with all of your friends, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again too.
I want to thank you for this. I want to thank you for this recognition. It means so much to me, and I wish you and and all of your family and friends and students of Westminster's nothing but great happiness and success. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Anderson, member of the Alumni Board and Alumni Recognition Committee. I'm pleased to be here tonight to honor Amy Leininger from the class of 2011. Amy first came to Westminster in 1996, where she met her now husband and graduated with her bachelor's degree in business, while at the same time running her small business, Q Clothing. Since then, she and her husband have opened several other successful businesses in the Salt Lake area, including The Ruin, a local sugar house cocktail bar that was recently recognized in Best of Utah magazine. In addition to her work as an entrepreneur, Amy is known for giving back to the community. Throughout her time at Westminster, she became deeply involved in community service and now serves as a volunteer and board member for many local organizations, including the Sugar House Chamber, the Junior League of Salt Lake City, the Downtown Artist Collective, Spy Hop, Girl Scouts of Utah, and Aspen House of Salt Lake City. She also stayed connected with Westminster through the Women in Entrepreneurship series. With a passion for helping people and a talent for encouraging and developing a thriving local business community, Amy exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding Westminster College alumni, and I am thrilled to present her with the Distinguished Alumni Award.
My name is Amy Leininger. I own a bar here in Sugar House. It's a neighborhood cocktail bar. It's called The Ruin. So I came to Westminster in 1996. While I was here in 1996, I actually met my husband. He was also a freshman here on campus. We both lived at Hogle Hall, so we're still married this many years later. While I was here, I started figuring out that I wanted to give back in the community. I wanted to work for myself. That just kind of sparked that desire to give back to the community. The Sugar House community is small. Westminster is a huge part of Sugar House, so I found it easy to volunteer in the community outside of the campus.
One of the things I love about Amy is you can count on her. Anytime she says she's going to do something, she shows up, she does it, and she does it fully connected, totally engaged. She's also serving on a whole host of nonprofit boards to make the community better. Like, she's just constantly giving.
Of course she's being given this award for being the best at Westminster College. She's the best that Salt Lake has too in so many ways. Amy does everything with 110%. Amy gives thought to every action or decision she makes. She truly cares. And I've worked on too many projects with her to even comment on one single one. But anyone who's been lucky enough to serve on a board or to try to make the world a better place and do it with Amy, they understand.
I will always continue to give back and be a part of the Westminster community. It's a place that like I said, I've grown up on this campus. I fell in love on this campus. I have a lot of gratitude for what I've gotten from this place.
Amy, I admire you so much, and you definitely deserve this award. I'm so impressed with everything you always do, and most importantly, you're just so kind and nice and fun to be around, and I really enjoy you. Thank you for being my friend.
Congratulations, Amy, you truly are the best.
Good evening. I'm Connor Bentley. I'm the Athletics Gift Officer here at Westminster, and I'm also a proud alum. It's my pleasure to introduce our next honorees, Mike Vandegrift and the 1975-76 men's tennis team. This group of alumni are being inducted into the Athletics Hall of Fame for their amazing feats on the tennis court, as well as their great camaraderie as a team, led by their great coach and Westminster professor, the late Dr. Raymond Briscoe. I've had the pleasure to get to know this team over the past year, and I'm so happy to honor Brian Triptow, Brian Hatch, Doug Olson, Bill Rudman, Brad Harbottle, Mike Vandegrift, and the late Tom Snyder. They truly are a great team and a great group of guys. I also want to take a moment to recognize Mike, who who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame as an individual for his outstanding play and leadership as the star of those amazing teams. In 1975 and 76, the Westminster men's tennis team experienced a once-in-a-lifetime synergy. The team's accomplishments included 1975 and 76 RMAC and NAIA District 7 championship wins, as well as participation in the NAIA National Championships both years, where they placed 7th in 1976. Mike Vandegrift was the #1 RMAC and NAIA District 7 singles champion both years, and he and doubles partner Brad Harbottle were the #1 doubles champions in both 75 and 76. Other team members ranked highly in singles and doubles tennis, and Dr. Briscoe won the RMAC Coach of the Year award both years as well. This was a remarkable period of athletic achievement for the tennis team, and this evening I am proud to induct Mike Vandegrift and the 1975-76 men's tennis team into the Westminster Athletics Hall of Fame. Please join me in congratulating these inductees.
I realize that sports are inherently unimportant, except for there are times in your life when they're everything. You know, they mark time. And, you know, Westminster tennis was a marking of time. And I think that, you know, Mike and Brad and Doug and Brian Hatch and Bill Rudman, they will all say the same thing.
It was very obvious that they had an outstanding experience here at the college. They had just an exceptional run. Conference champions, district champions, they were a top 10 team nationally. Based on everything that I've seen, they epitomized what it meant to be a team. And that, I'm very proud to say, that still stands true today with the student athletes here at Westminster College. So it's my distinct honor and privilege to be able to recognize them as Athletic Hall of Fame inductees in our class of 2021.
You know, what made the team special, the camaraderie was phenomenal. Every guy respected each other so much over those 2 years, especially 1976, when we were just, I mean, to me it was loaded as a team. Our number 6 was a great player, our number 5, all the way up the line.
We all got along well. We didn't worry about who was going to play number 4 compared to who was going to play number 1. The team chemistry was something special. It really was something special.
We were all real competitive, but competitive in a really healthy way. We became very good friends.
I don't think I've ever been around a group of people in my working life or in any other kind of sport competitions and teams that I've been on that the team came together so closely as a unit.
Certainly at this time we don't currently sponsor tennis, but we're very proud that we can say that we did have a tennis program. And I will also add, all these accolades were done in as I've learned about the team and their program at that time, they operated on very modest resources and they had no athletic scholarships. And so these were some things, so they didn't let that get into the way of what they were able to accomplish.
I remember the coaches back at Nationals kept asking Dr. Briscoe, how are you doing this? You have no tennis scholarships? I mean, they had big budgets.
We're just a small team that no scholarships, small school. I guess it was quite amazing what we really did.
That none of this would have been possible, that they had a great amount of respect for their late coach, Dr. Raymond Briscoe.
You cannot be accepted into the Hall of Fame without acknowledging Ray Briscoe, his accomplishments. He was an absent-minded professor that made us all grow. He had a demeanor about him that encouraged questions and growth, and it wasn't all about tennis.
He had such a tremendous way to get through to you, to reach what it took for you to be your best.
I have to look at him as being one of the biggest influences in my life in terms of how he guided me for my future. And I still care deeply and respect him, and I always will.
Our one standalone individual inductee is Mike Vandegrift. He had numerous accolades both at the conference, district, and national level. Played at a very high level according to his teammates, and is well deserving of this induction.
I mean, we had some good players on the team, but they weren't I wasn't any more talented than them. I probably spent more time working at it. I was consumed with winning the District 7, taking the team to nationals, it was a great experience. Now, as a team, this was a team effort that everybody contributed to. I don't know, it was a great team. It was fun to work with. Guys that I'll never forget, and they all contributed in their own ways to the fun of the team.
This is an honor that he truly deserved. I always had a tremendous amount of respect for Mike, for his integrity, for his hard work. I think he was the hardest working person I've ever known in sport. And he would be up early in the morning hitting balls and serving and practicing, and he was a great role model on our team, I think, to help all of us achieve to greater heights than we would have as an individual.
Mike Vandegrift, I nominated you for the Westminster Athletics Hall of Fame, and you know that I feel like you deserved it. I am so happy for you. You were the best tennis player on campus, and you've been a great friend all these years. I'm really happy for you. And as far as our team, Mike, Brad, Tom Snyder, may he rest in peace, Doug Olson, Bill Rudman, Brian Hatch, and Dr. Briscoe, thank you all so much for a wonderful experience. Congratulations to all of us for being accepted for this honor. I think it's a great honor to be affiliated with Westminster Athletics Hall of Fame.
Good evening. I'm Shea Wyatt, Director of Athletics here at Westminster College. And tonight I am honored to present our last award of the night and to induct Ann Merritt and her late husband, Tony Merritt, into the Westminster College Athletics Hall of Fame. Ann Merritt has been recognized here before as a recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award back in 2014. But tonight, Ann and Tony are being honored for their contributions to Westminster College athletics. Their giving has enhanced our athletics program and enabled countless student athletes to reach a higher degree of athletic achievement, and because of their generosity, Griffin Athletics will feel their positive impact for many years to come. Please join me in celebrating the induction of Ann and Tony Merritt into the Westminster College Athletics Hall of Fame.
My life and Tony's life were impacted by Westminster in the fact that that's where we met. Tony was from Connecticut, I was from California, and we had very different backgrounds. After a year of dating, we got married, which was very unusual in Salt Lake City because the miscegenation law had just been changed about the year before.
You know, Ann and Tony were a special couple that met right in the student union here back in the early 60s. And they met up and they both were education majors and fell in love. You know, this was a time during civil rights, and here was a couple of mixed race that were falling in love, and they had a lot of people tell them not to do it and that it wouldn't work out. And so for me, to watch their relationship over 50 years develop, defying really what were the standard norms at the time, they just became wonderful role models and heroes of social justice and those things that I think are really important parts of Westminster today.
How you would describe them? Wonderful people. You know, and over the years as I've got to know Ann, she's just a fun person. She's a fun person, but she's also a very caring person. And as you get to know them, you understand how important Westminster College is to them and the impact that it had on them.
Westminster gave both of us a chance to find ourselves and discover what it is that we really liked, what our passions were. Tony was very into sports. He enjoyed the camaraderie and the team play, but it gave him the drive to figure out that if there was something he wanted to accomplish, he would accomplish it.
You know, my recollection is he was a running back and kind of a star player out of the East when he came out here to play. One of the reasons the team, I think, did as well as they did was because of Tony.
Tony and I met when he first came out here to play football. We showed him around town and spent a lot of time, and we played up in Oregon and, you know, the teams at Westminster played at that time. and we were like mates because of our positions. And during that time, we built up a pretty close relationship.
He would have never come here if it hadn't been for football. He was a big player on the football team. I mean, he could have gone pro. And one of the professors here said, you know, Tony, you're a great athlete. You're strong, you're quick, you're all those things. But they said, you know, think about if you really want to be an athlete or what you want to do with yourself. And he said the athletics isn't going to last that long. And so that's when Tony went to the U and got his master's in education.
Tony had the ability to, number one, talk to a stranger like me about a subject that they may or may not know about and make them feel immediately comfortable. I think that served him later in business quite well because he was able to make people comfortable and also to really see the way things went.
Tony passed away unexpectedly. So Anne really gave some thought about what she could do with a major gift. And she wanted to make sure she had a really high impact. And they'd done a lot of things, and so she was able to pick what was really would make the most sense for Tony and for her, and to make a gift that would make an impact to Westminster for forever. And so that's how she chose athletics.
The timing of the contribution was absolutely perfect in terms of the timeline of what we were trying to do athletically. We were just beginning looking at the transition of how to move from NAIA to NCAA Division II, and I'm giving you the short version because this took a lot of prep work up until that point. And one of the major roadblocks was, here was the cost of making that transition.
Thanks to this wonderful gift, we were able to add assets and resources that enabled Westminster in 2018 to become a full member of the NCAA, which has helped our over 300 student athletes to compete at a different level.
There's no doubt in my mind it's helped strengthen the college even further. Ann and Tony's support played such a significant role in that. And it will just go, that impact will be felt for years.
I think Tony would be so proud of how this legacy gift has been used and the number of lives that both he and Ann have impacted through this gift.
So as a small token of our department's appreciation, I mean, the Athletics Hall of Fame is the greatest honor that we can bestow on someone within our department, and so I'm very excited to be able to induct Ann and Tony Merritt for their support.
Being inducted into the Westminster College Hall of Fame for athletics is a great honor. I appreciate the consideration of this, and I know Tony would have been very honored to be a part of that, as Westminster had a very special place in his heart.
What a marvelous story of a couple that met here with humble beginnings, became educators, and were so thoughtful that later in life they were able to use, some of their success to give back to their alma mater. It's something that we will never forget.
Coming up later this year, a book will be published regarding his life. The name of the book will be I Would Not Be Denied by Anthony L. Merritt. And I hope you will all get a copy and read it when it comes out.
Well, on behalf of our department, our student athletes and our coaches, it's with heartfelt gratitude that I say thank you, and as I've thanked her before, and we're so appreciative. So I'm very excited, I'm very happy to be able to induct Ann and Tony Merritt into our Athletics Hall of Fame.
Annie, babe, this is a great honor for you and Tone. You well deserve it.
And we just want to tell you thank you for all that you and Tony have done.
Congratulations, Ann, on this Hall of Fame award, which I know you share with Tony, but we're so proud of you. Grateful for all you've done to make Westminster the success that it is today.
Please join me once again in congratulating all of tonight's honorees. I am reminded of why I am so delighted to be a part of the Westminster community. It is a thrill to be surrounded by and associated with individuals who are passionate about their work, their causes, and our college. I hope this evening has inspired you as we've celebrated alumni who excel in what they do and make the world a better place. Thank you for joining us, and good night.